The first division is nearing its conclusion. Race number 6 of 8, Ripple Ridge. Let's look at our current standings. Aurora is still keeping their lead, but look at Sparky being on their heels. Anything can happen at race number 6. What are our current team standings for promotion and relegation? Zephyrite, Evangelines, Azurians in the promotion zone. The Royals, Matchamaniacs, Bronze Bandits, the Hearts, Abyssals are in the relegation zone. Alright. Ripple Ridge. A couple more races to go. Anything can happen. Anything can change. The marbles are off. Grand Slammers, the spades are off. Great. Zephyrite are following the Grand Slammers through the Pachinkos, Aubergine All-Stars, and the Abyssals are going at it as well. Neck and neck are the Grand Slammers and the Royals, but through the center come the Aubergine All-Stars. Which marble can get through the bowl the best? It looks like it's the Abyssals, who really need points. They're in the last position in the team standings, so a race victory would change their season. There's a huge gap between them and the Grand Slammers. They're doing an amazing job. The Evangelines are trying to get through the spinner tunnel, but the Blazing Bursters, Mustard Marbles, Grand Slammers do it better. Mustard Marbles currently in second. Lilac Lily suddenly in third. A lot can happen. This track is very long, very treacherous. A lot of places for overtaking, which we really like in the Ultimate Marble League. Look at this distance between the Abyssals, the Lilac Lilies and the Grand Slammers. There's no contest between them. Grand Slammers are far away back in second. Can the Abyssals capitalize on this and take a race victory? They really need the points. Alright, we're in the final section towards the cannon. This is all deciding. Oh, and the Grand Slammers are falling back down. Lilac Lilies in second. The Lilac Lilies are having a resurgent second half of the season. Can they promote to their Premier League? Oh, and there come the Mustard Marbles trying to block the Abyssals. How will this go? They didn't block, but the Abyssals miss. Now the Blazing Bursters have the next chance towards victory. Aubergine All-Stars are in there. Lilac Lilies, Evangelines, Mustard Marbles, Azurians, Sour Smoothies, Abyssals, Forest Dwellers. Lilac Lilies miss, Evangelines 2. There goes the Azurians, Matchamaniacs, they all miss. Oh, and what an amazing tactic by the Abyssals. Pit gets nudged by its teammate Void into victory. And there comes the Matchamaniacs, Camellia taking second place. Who's rounding up the podium here? Who will it be? It is Outlaw of the Bronze Bandits. There is Deuce and Aurora. Amazing job. Aurora seems to be cementing their championship position of the first division. Ooh, great job by Lily, getting a little bit help. But there's Tensha and Hart. Amazing finish by the Matchamaniacs. This is probably the very first time that both Matchamaniacs finished in the top 10. They were in the relegation zone, so this should really help them. Alright, the left column is almost filled. We see great finish by the Spades. The Cannoneers, Blazing Bursters. But still, many points are up for grabs, like Brinjal are doing here for the Aubergine All-Stars. A lot can still happen. Points are still up for divide. There's Slushy and Love. The left column has officially been filled, and there is Diamond. Who are taking the other points? A lot of marbles are missing their target, giving the opportunities for other marbles, like the Cannoneers here. Skull. Great finish by the Cannoneers, who are at the cusp of degradation. It should really help them. There's the Forest Dwellers, the Royals and the Azurians, Grove, Majesty and Lapis. Another Aubergine All-Stars, Eggplant. Very important for your season to score well, especially at tracks like these. Where if you're a back marker, you can still score a couple of points if you're precise enough. There's both of the ocean operators. You see Verdell. The other Abyssal's Void, who was leading the track for most of the time, still hasn't finished. Although they did help their teammate to finish, they're lacking points right now. Is one race finish enough to stay safe? There's King. Still 4 more marbles to finish. A couple of points are up for grabs. Azure just barely misses. Here come the Abyssals again. They do also miss. Unfortunate. Ripple Ridge seems to be a very difficult track for a lot of the marbles. This was also apparent during the Premier League. Even though it does seem to stay a favorite for these marbles. It's a nice challenge. And there's Dijon, the mustard marbles. Not an amazing finish by the mustard marbles, who are also near the danger zone. Who else is taking points here? It could be anyone. Still 6 points up for grabs for the final 3 positions. Queen misses. Who are taking these valuable points? It is Monarch of the Royals. Azure of the Azurians and Void of the Abyssals. So double scoring finish of the Abyssals, even though they're first and 32nd. These are finishing positions. How well did your team do? If my eyes are correct, we don't see any of the Zephyrite finishing. They are one of the contenders of the title, so this is very detrimental to their title challenges and to their promotion. Very, very painful for the Zephyrites. Alright. This is our podium. In 3rd position we have Outlaw, 2nd position we have Camellia, and in 1st position we have Pitts. Congratulations to our podium finishers. While the celebration are at hand, we have to check our current standings of the individual marble championship. In 1st position we still see Aurora, who has an amazing lead over Sparky. It looks like they're not able to lose this. Great jumps by Camellia, Ace, Fern, Hart, and Pitts. A couple more marbles are now unable to win this championship or are unable to podium. Still, it could go all directions. In the team standings, we see that the Evangelines took over 1st position after the Zephyrites scored no points. They are demoted to 2nd position, and now the Lilac Lilies are in 3rd. Azorians fell out of promotion. Grand Slammers are on the cusp of promotion. The Royals, Bronze Bandits, and now the Mustard Marbles are in the relegation zone. The Hearts and Abyssals are in there. We see that the Matcha Maniacs jump 7 and jump out of relegation. At least for now. because 2 more races are still to happen. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much for spending time with the Ultimate Marble League, and we see you for the next race. Goodbye.